Hello there, this is Bick Benedict. We're playing Tomb Raider 2013 on the PC, and this is my guide for clearing the aforementioned difficulty on hard difficulty, as I mentioned. A little bit of a redundant statement though. However, this is going to be a no upgrade run. So when I say no upgrade run, I mean anything that will make the campaign harder for myself by not upgrading. So check out the description. I wrote a brief sentence that describes why one has to infuse artificial difficulty into one's campaign when one finds the campaign not too difficult. It really isn't hard. I mean, there are some sections that are a bit challenging, but I feel that hard is just not enough. I feel that there should have been an additional difficulty. So in compensation of that, what I'll be doing, and by the way, I'm not going to be addressing much at all in this video. This will probably be a rather long video, but you're just going to be seeing me do some puzzles here, some environmental things to do, and I wanted to take this opportunity to just speak off topic for this first video. It won't be the standard for what's happening with the guide, but I own the PS4 version, and I also own the Steam version. This is the Steam version. It runs at 60 as well. But I don't have a PlayStation 4 anymore. After the fallout with Uncharted, I decided that I don't want a PlayStation 4 anymore because Naughty Dog has had too much time to make Uncharted 4, and I'm not going to play it. It's just 5 years is an unacceptable amount of time to have to wait to play an Uncharted game. I understand they had made The Last of Us, but still, they had a period of time where they made an Uncharted game every 2 years, and then now it's 5 years, and I don't like that whatsoever. So I'm not going to apologize for having to terminate 2 ongoing projects, because I did. I canceled 2 guides in as many days, and it was very unfortunate, you guys. I was weeping over the first one. I didn't bat an eyelash over the second one. The second one being the DMC4 Vanilla SSS rank guide. I got as far as chapter 10, but I couldn't defeat Dante. And when I say couldn't, there's always the person that will say, well, you should have just kept trying. But there comes a point when you've done the mission 20 or so times, 20 times just to get to the Dante fight, to get slaughtered and to make no progress. And I didn't fancy doing it over again. But the Uncharted guide, I was, like I said before, there was one point where tears were just streaming down my eyes, because there's something to note about when you do a channel on the hardest difficulty, and especially when you have a history of having deleted guides. For instance, I did delete this guide when I first came upon it on the PS3, I think. It was before the definitive edition came out, and I at once don't want to just disappoint people, and yet you guys also have to realize that I don't want to be defined by any one project, as one user pointed out very astutely, and I also cannot do everything, and that pressure, it got so bad to me that I almost had a nervous breakdown. It really felt like it. I mean, it was also probably the fact that I hadn't taken my blood pressure medicine that day, just because my life was upended when I was trying to go through crushing. Well, I should say when I was racing to beat crushing, so that I could get ahead of the curve on YouTube and bring the content to YouTube and try to make my mark. And it wasn't good enough in the end, and I could not beat a particularly hard challenge in chapter 5, and it will always be a sore spot for me. So I said to myself, I only play PS 3 games on my PS4. That doesn't make sense. That should not be the way it is. The only games I've ever played on the PS4 are God of War 3 Remastered, The Last of Us Remastered, and very briefly, Uncharted 1 from the Nathan Drake Collection Remastered. Those are all games from the previous generation on the current generation of hardware. I think that's really sad. So I said to myself, I don't want the PS4. I'm going to get rid of it. It's already shipped out. By the time you listen to this, it'll already be shipped out on its way to a buyer. And I'm going to put that money towards my new my new dream build. So if you want to know what my dream build is, you go to my About page, and I've listed a couple of parts. Every time I acquire a part, it'll be put on my About page where my PC specs are. And if you want to use that as a guideline to build your own rig, you can, because I've never built one before, and I'm really excited about doing it, as well as it's a good challenge for me, and I think it will kind of give me a break, relieve some stress from these hard projects. Because one of the reasons that people have this impression of me being extremely good at games, some people, like, they know the truth about me, which isn't to say there's some kind of any kind of deception going on here, but you inevitably, when you make guides and you edit out all the deaths, there's a perception of you that you're a very good player and that you don't die. But if you've ever seen my streams, especially when I was streaming Crushing, you saw me die every 5 seconds. And that's pretty much why I have the death icon as my channel mascot, even though it's the Gears 3 or the Gears of War logo. It's still, to me, it's not about Gears of War. It's about the death logo, the death screen, having to see the death screen constantly, and learning to have the patience to overcome that. But sometimes a man just breaks, and I've broke many times. And the situation in Chapter 5 of Uncharted 1 was extremely reminiscent of Vanquish. In fact, when I was doing that particular sequence, if you don't know which one it is, it's a flooded room with like ankle deep water, and there's absolutely shit poor cover that is destructible and that breaks when enemies hit it too much, and like 3 waves of enemies, and I almost beat it one time. One black guy with a shotgun stood in my way. He took me the fuck down, and I started bawling just because all the pressure, I caved in. I was just, it was a bad scene. It wasn't for very long that I was crying, but when somebody starts weeping, you know there has to be something wrong with them. So I just said, I need to step back and take a look at what my priorities are here, and get my health in check, because I was spending far too much time in front of the computer. It's never good to put that many hours in front of a monitor, obsessed, because I pretty much ignored my family that entire day. I just kept to myself in my room, and it was I felt bad because I was just being completely antisocial, and it was ruining my life. Not the entire time was Chapter 5 ruining my life, but just the obsession of getting out stuff to YouTube only to get a small amount of views anyway. So I resolved that never again will I rush out to do anything. Now, if something new comes out, I will perhaps play it, but I'm not going to do anything to try to rush out and beat anybody, because I cannot beat anybody. I can't even beat some of my lesser known colleagues. They're faster than I am. I'm very slow. I don't know why I'm slow. I just take my time, and for whatever reason, just like when I was in school, high school and college, I was always the last person in the room filling out an essay or finishing an astronomy project or anything like that, or a math test. I was always the last one there, and it just sucks to be so slow. And I don't have a learning disability whatsoever because I have very good grades, and I fancy that I'm pretty intellectual. However, I just like to take my time, I guess is what it is. I take my time. Math is actually not my strong suit, so I could possibly have some kind of a whatever part of the brain that is, some kind of a conflict there. But this isn't about me in math. So anyway, so I said to myself, I really can't get back into Devil May Cry after having come off Uncharted, and now that I don't have a PS4, I really want to play something good, and this game is the female equivalent of Uncharted, undeniably. So I even think that the mechanics are better. They're fluider. They're more fluid. Excuse me. I'm not some kind of a brain dead motherfucker who says more fluid and more better and more fun. Well, more funner. Funner is on a word. It's beside the point, you guys. It really is. But I want to thank everybody who donated, which is to say, I want to thank the one person who did donate. There's another gentleman who said he would donate too, so thank you, sir, if you do donate. And even if you don't, thank you for the wishes. But so no upgrade run. If there is anything that will keep the game hard for me, for instance, if there's some kind of a move where I can climb faster or just do anything faster, I will upgrade that, and it won't affect the no upgrade run, because anything that I do for the no upgrade run, it will be to keep the game hard. Like, just climbing faster is not going to make the game hard, because there's nothing in this game where there's like a race to the top of a mountain. There's nothing like that. So, and it'll also expedite the guide, but I mean no combat upgrades whatsoever. So we're going to keep things hard, do it the hard way. And you might be kind of smirking to yourself, maybe saying to yourself, well, he's just going to delete the guide if he runs into a problem that he cannot do. The only thing I'll say about that is I've already beat this game on hard, and that doesn't mean I'll beat it on hard plus these restrictions, but we'll have to see. At the end of the day, this is my channel, and if I want to, I'll delete all 1,500 of the videos that are on my channel right now. Obviously, that would be suicide for me, but you know what I mean. These are my videos. When I make them, when I upload them to YouTube, they're our videos, you guys. So let's just keep focused on the channel. I would really appreciate it if you could donate. If you're hard up for money, I understand that, and you don't need to donate because the videos will always be free. But even if you say that you don't have money, do you have $2, $5, just $5? Do you have $5 in your bank account that you could spare for Bic Benedict Productions? Because that money is going to be put to my computer build, and you might say to yourself, well, that might be a waste of money. However, it's not, because I'll have a faster rig. I'm going to have the fastest rig that I possibly can get, the best processor that's available currently now, the 6th generation of processors, and I'm going to keep my graphics card. A lot of the parts that I'm going to be putting into the new PC are parts that I already have. However, I need to upgrade the actual RAM because the motherboard that I'm getting is only supporting DDR4 RAM. So I love technology, and you might say to yourself, well, hey Bic, you sold your PlayStation 4, how will you have a channel? You sold your PlayStation 3, how will you have a channel? I did. I sold both of those consoles. I haven't as yet sold my Xbox 360 for one reason only: Ninja Gaiden 2 and Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge, arguably the two best games of last generation. So will I sell the 360? No, I won't sell the 360 because I have my hard drive in there with the Ninja Gaiden 2 data and my Razor's Edge data. So you're just gonna have to bear with me, because what we're gonna be doing in this video is just running around, collecting all the spare parts that we need to, and then progressing. And then I won't get any further than the stealth section, and then we'll do post commentary with post commentary and focusing on the gameplay itself. So I will probably post the PC specs. If you're wondering if this is turning into a PC channel, it likely is, but it really has been for quite a long time, ever since last year when it would probably turn into a PC channel by the time I did that Ghost Recon Future Soldier run on hardcore. But that doesn't mean anything. It's just a game is a game. But I don't like the PS4 because only select games, and most usually games from last generation put on new generation, can run at 60 frames per second. And I think I'm going to start excluding games that are running at 30 from my channel. So it has to be third person, and it has to be 60 frames per second as the targeting number. Not all games can run 60 every second. There's usually, like, they target a certain number, they target 60, and there's drops here and there. So, but anyway, you guys, I didn't mean to be so emotional on that Devil May Cry video, which is now gone forever. But this channel has always been personal. This is a personal endeavor that I undertook several years ago, and it means more to me than anything else in my life. So other than my family, of course, I'm talking about like things that I've created. It means more to me. So what else did I want to say? Oh yeah, okay, at the current time there are 12 privatized videos in my uploads that currently are privatized and have not been released, or unprivatized as I call it. And those videos, I don't know the number per series, but I do know that it is 3 series. So extending furthest back, we have that Max Payne guide. So I realized that there are like 5 Max Payne videos. I realized that. So those will be released in the not too distant future. And the next series that was made was the Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition with Lady and Trish. I don't know what part we're on, but there's like 4 or 5 videos left for that. And then the Sniper Elite V2 guide, I believe there's like another 5 videos left for that. So, or 4, like 4 or 5. So, if you want to watch all 12 of those videos today, you need only to donate $20 to my PayPal account. It's in the About page, it's in the description of every video, and you can watch all 12 of those and have a shit fest if you want to. Have a big marathon of festivals of shit if you want to. And I say that just because it's an allusion to something else, but I don't have time to go into it right now. But if you want to wait until I choose to release them, and I'm not holding these videos hostage, I usually select which video is going to be put out, and it looks like we're looking at a video every other day since I don't have too many videos out right now. So that could take up to almost a month for the rest of those videos to be released. But if that is a schedule that is too slow for you, you can donate the $20, and I will send you all the URLs for those. And the only thing that I would say about that is that any privileges that are extended to you in those regards, if you share them with other people, make known the playlists, publicize anything that is against against the rules, but I know everybody is better than that, and they wouldn't violate any rules. So I think I'm going to sign off right now, you guys. So I will see you in the next Tomb Raider installment. Take care.